Have you ever just looked up at the sky at night and felt, kind of small, or wondered if there's a real point to all the school, life, future stuff we're always thinking about? We all have these huge questions, right? Like, why are we even here? Is there some kind of master plan? Well, today we're going to explore one really powerful take on all of it. Let's get into it. All right, so let's just start with the absolute basics. Just look around you for a second. We've got the sky, the planet we're on, the sun. It's a whole system that, works pretty perfectly day in and day out. So the source material we're digging into today asks a really simple but massive question. Did this unbelievably complex universe just happen by chance? Or was there an architect behind it all? The source we're exploring today doesn't beat around the bush. It gives a really direct answer. It says that behind everything we can see and everything we can't, there is one and only one singular creator. That's the main idea, and we're going to break it down piece by piece. So, you might be thinking, okay, but where's the proof? Well, according to this perspective, the universe isn't quiet. It's actually full of clues, almost like it's testifying, constantly pointing back to where it came from if we just, take a minute to actually listen. The source suggests we start by listening to the world itself, almost like it's a witness in a courtroom. So first up, the night. If that huge, quiet, dark sky could actually talk, what do you think it would say about how it got here? The idea here is that the mystery and the quiet of the night isn't just the absence of light. It's its own thing. It's a presence, a silence that hints at something way bigger than itself. It suggests this whole day and night cycle wasn't just some random cosmic fluke, but was designed on purpose. Okay, now let's flip the coin. Let's go from darkness to light. What about the sun? This giant ball of fire in the sky gives us warmth and light and basically all life on Earth. If the sun had a voice, what would it say? Now this is really interesting. Check out the wording here. It doesn't say I have light. It says I was given light. See the difference? This frames the sun's incredible power, not as something it owns, but as a gift, something that was given to it by a creator. And it's not just about the huge cosmic stuff. What about something we see all the time, like rain? The thing that waters the entire planet and makes life possible. The source argues that even the rain has its own story to tell. This suggests that something that seemed as random as a rain shower is actually part of a bigger, orderly system. It's not chaos, it's a command. The text is painting this picture of a universe that's totally guided and has a purpose behind every little thing. Okay, so we've looked way out into space. Now, let's zoom the camera all the way back in and point it at us, at human beings. What does our own life, our own reality tell us in this whole investigation? And this slide just perfectly captures the paradox of being human, doesn't it? One minute, we feel like we're on top of the world, we're in control, planning our futures, and the next, a tiny little germ you can't even see can completely knock you off your feet. We think we've got all the time in the world, but our whole life can change in a single heartbeat. So here's the takeaway from the source. It's this exact contrast. The fact that we feel so powerful, but are actually super fragile, that's the real clue. The argument is that once you recognize your own limits, that's the first step to understanding the unlimited power of a creator. But this is where the story takes a really interesting turn. All this incredible power we're talking about, it isn't described as something scary or distant. Instead, the source says it's connected to us through something way more personal. It's connected through mercy. So, what does that mercy actually look like in real life? Well, the text points to these really human moments. Like when you totally mess up, but you somehow get a second chance you absolutely did not deserve. Or that feeling of being heard when you're at your absolute lowest. Or that quiet comfort that comes when you feel completely alone, but you're not. And the text ties this idea of mercy to a feeling we might have actually experienced. Think about a time you were super stressed out, maybe before a huge exam or during a tough time with friends. Have you ever just reached out for help, maybe said a prayer, and suddenly felt this wave of calm? According to this source, that feeling of peace isn't just you psyching yourself out. It's described as this deep, intuitive moment of connection. It's your heart basically recognizing where it came from, like finding an anchor in the middle of a storm. Right. So all of this, the clues in the universe, our own fragility, this connection of mercy, it all leads to the biggest question there is. If there's a powerful, merciful creator who designed everything, then what's the point? Why are we even here? And the source gives a really clear answer. It says our purpose has two parts. First, to recognize the Creator through all the clues we've been talking about, and second, to worship Him. Now, worship here means more than just rituals. It means living your life based on that recognition, with a sense of gratitude and purpose and connection. This is a huge question, especially in the world we live in. Let's say you believe all this, but what if your friends don't? Or your family? How are you supposed to deal with that? The guidance here is so simple, but also so powerful. No arguing, no forcing it on people, no making anyone feel bad. The text is super clear. If you're going to share this understanding, you can only do it through kindness and love. The way you share the message has to match the message of mercy itself. And that brings us to the final really big thought from our source material today. It's a reminder that our time here and everything we see and know in this world is temporary. It doesn't last forever. So we're going to end with this question, turning it back to you. When it's all said and done, when everything else in life fades away, what's going to be the one thing that actually remains? What will be the one thing that truly lasts for you? The source suggests it's that connection we've been talking about, and leaves you to think about what that means for your life, right here and right now.